what is it? What does it mean to be a screenwriter? How do you get from being not screenwriter to a screenwriter? Is it a degree that you can get from university, or is it some kind of recognition from anybody? I suggest that you can be a screenwriter the moment you start to write the script. I'm not even saying when you finish to write the script. I'm saying when you start to write the script, you are already a screenwriter. Now the question is how to become a good screenwriter. Because when you're writing a script, that's what you are. If you are plumbing, then you're a plumber. Then you might be a good plumber or a bad plumber. If you become a screenwriter the moment you start screenwriting. If you want to become a screenwriter, that's what you should start. Start writing the script.
Hello YouTube and welcome to Story Ghost, channel designed to help you acquire all the necessary skills to become a good screenwriter. So how do you become a screenwriter? After watching this video, you're gonna find out.
But then in the process, this is what's gonna happen. If you are going to be a good screenwriter, you are going to discover first that, for example, there are rules to how to format a screenplay. Even if you have a good story, and even if you write it like a novel, you are going, sooner or later, you're going to discover that nobody is going to read it. You will have to format it the correct way.
Make sure you check out our video on screenplay format down in the description below. And to be honest, learning screenplay format is probably the easiest thing you're going to do. There are far more challenging, complicated, and fulfilling things you're going to learn in screenwriting.
But if you want to become a screenwriter, learning rules of formatting is not enough. If you want to become a good screenwriter, you will need to understand how story works, how characters work, how to give a voice to a character, how to differentiate different characters, what are the archetypes. You will have to understand the story plots, like where does the story start, where does it take you, what is the 3x structure and 5x structure. There are so many variations of how stories are put together. Many different authors have tried to observe how successful stories have worked and found similarities and have presented those similarities. And you need to learn them. You need to understand why in the beginning of the story we need to learn about the character and then put him into some kind of adventure called inciting incident, for example. Google that. What that is, or check out our other videos about inciting incident.
I hope we didn't scare you with what's to come on your journey to become a screenwriter. Yeah, it does seem like a lot to learn, but as a storyteller you will find that knowledge to be essential. And that's why we're here, to help you learn.
To become a screenwriter, that's what you're going to be learning. Story structure, scene dynamics, all those different ideas that have been used and tested in previous stories in past. And to become a screenwriter, you don't need a degree, you don't need to go to school, you don't need to do anything. You just need to educate yourself. You just need to understand how storytelling works. You can do it on our channel. That's why we started this channel, to share, to help the people who want to learn the storytelling, who want to learn how to write movie scripts. This channel is to give our experience and our look on how this happens.
I do understand how tedious and frustrating all this technicality may be, and I want you to know that writing screenplay is much more than following some rules and guides. It is an art form, and it has its own moments of magic to it. As you write more frequently, you're gonna see how your writing is gonna take you to the places that you've never been before.
It's not a hard learning curve, it's a lot of practice, but this practice is so rewarding. There is this deep personal experience connected with screenwriting. When you write about the characters, those characters live inside you. It's like a meditation. It's when you write the script, you are like going to a retreat. You are going to experience your characters from deep inside. You're going to experience the scenes that have never happened. Those are scenes like out of thin air. I like to compare it with music. Just think about the music. Where does the music come from? It's just this musician kind of finds this pattern and presents it to you out of thin air. That's the same kind of, that's the case with the stories as well. I mean, there are stories that are based on true events, but even there, some scenes, they need to be imagined. The character traits, the depths of the characters, you will imagine them. And as you imagine them, you experience them. If you are a good screenwriter, if you really get into it, then you're going to experience different lives of different people that have never existed. And that is the biggest reward that you're going to get.
On your journey to becoming a screenwriter, you will often have a desire to forget all the rules and guides and just write whatever comes to your mind. And you may think that all these directions are limiting your creativity. On this channel, we would like to challenge that idea. So, right now subscribe and think about this. What if learning the rules is the best way to break them?
Those rules help you focus on the right things instead of you wondering, not knowing what to think about. When you are writing a scene, you don't know what to write, but if you know how a scene should evolve, like how in a scene a character needs to want something, and there should be somebody who wants an opposite of it, and then this evolves the scene into surprising and more interesting too. We have separate videos about how scenes work, but if you understand this, then you're not limited. You're really choosing from unlimited ways of doing something, but you now know what to focus on, what to concentrate on. And once this becomes your habit, you don't need the rule, it just becomes your habit, and then you're free in your creativity and the way you design it. You don't need to understand the rules as rules. You need to understand why those rules ever appeared. And on our channel, we're going to help you. We're going to be discussing not only a superficial understanding of what the story plots are and what all these things that you need to know as a screenwriter, but we are going to dive deeper and think about why those rules ever appeared. Because those rules didn't come out of thin air. Those rules have logical explanations. And you understanding the logic behind everything will make you a good screenwriter, because now you can break the rules but not break the logic. So if you are into this kind of thing, and if you want to understand the storytelling from deep inside, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're going to be going deep into various aspects and very interesting details of how storytelling works. And you shouldn't miss it if you are interested in becoming a screenwriter. And one thing is that you need to understand that it's not the goal to become a screenwriter. You need to become a good screenwriter. That's important. Your goal should not be just to become a screenwriter. When you ask the question how to write a script, instead ask the question how to write a good script. Because there are many ways to write a script, but there is only a very specific and interesting way to write a good script. And that's about finding a correct balance into understanding how storytelling works, how it has worked over the centuries, and how you feel about it.